Okay, guys, we got ignition. I got a straight up new pot of coffee, and while I was down there, I went ahead and put my supper together because I had time, and I really kind of needed something in the tub because, coffee without an empty stomach is really kind of rough on, yeah. So I went ahead and got my grub too. So anyway, story time. Yeah, we're gonna go back to story time. We just gotta pass some time. So it's just one of those things. We're just gonna let me sit here and tell stories. I do love doing that, and. This is for all you in the future of gas station attendants. Let me tell you how lucky I was. Okay, yeah, I had came out to Denver, Colorado. I always loved Denver. My Aunt Mel lived out there, and Uncle Louie, and seeing them. Aunt Mel's the one that sent those Christmas cards every year that hung on the wall. So she was always going to be my favorite aunt. I am telling you. Anyway, didn't get to see her a lot because she was a medic or a nurse, and she traveled to homes for people that couldn't make it into the hospital. That they didn't need, they couldn't put them in a bed for years. They just in home nurse RN. Um, but anyway, um, her husband, Uncle Louis, who's Canadian. I remember when I got in town, he told me, he says, "Well, come on, let's see if we can't. I'll drive you around and see if you can get some applications and fill out get a job." He took me to this one gas station, Sinclair, and I filled out the application. They called me in. I'm like, to for an interview, and they're like, "Okay, yeah, we'll hire you. You gotta go take this lie detector test." I'm sitting there thinking, "Okay, I'll take it. I'm not a bad guy." And then this is when I knew I was a Jedi because I'm sitting there at this lie detector test. Everybody gets nervous when they strap that shit onto you. It's like, oh shit, okay, I got to tell the truth. I got to tell the truth. And starts right off with the basic questions, and gets his levels, he says, or whatever the hell that damn program is, and starts into questions and gets have you ever done this? Have you ever done that? And I was okay with everything until have you ever stole? Yeah, that ever, ever. Why did you put ever? That's a big word. Ever. Uh, uh, no. When I know damn well I did, and I passed. And I thought, oh shit, that's kind of cool. Okay, all right, yeah, yeah. I've never stole a thing ever in my life. Yeah, yeah. That damn thing don't work worth a shit. So anyway, I got this job. This gas station attendant job. I had to go through a lie detector test for. Yeah, because they wanted the honest people. Yeah, yeah. That was their program at the time. Um, so I worked that gas station, and it was one of them things where I got the late shift. Of course, yeah, the I was the newbie. Yeah, I got the late shift. So it was like 3 to whenever the hell the damn thing closed every night, and I had to lock up and that kind of thing. And the I had one night, a gal stopped in and got gas, and she came in, and she she just kept staring at me. It kind of made me feel weird. It was like weird, weird. And I'm thinking, okay, what is up with this chick? And next thing you know, she comes up, and because I'm waiting for her to pay for the damn gas. Her truck's still sitting in front of that pump, and she's just wandering around the store. But instead of looking at the shelves, she keeps staring up at me. It's like, are you going to make a break for it or what? What are we doing here? And next thing you know, she comes up and she lays a pack of gum on the counter and starts to chat with me, a little small chat, and laughing and giggling, and next thing you know, she's like pumping my ego, and before you know it, yeah, 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 I run this whole store right now. Yeah, yeah, I'm in charge. Yeah, yeah, I'm the Superman of the Sinclair. Yeah, yeah, that's what I do. Yeah, yep, yep, yep. And I'll tell you what, I had an ego like you wouldn't believe that. Women, you can do that to us. You know that? It's like, just pay attention to us, and next thing you know, we're like, yeah. Lo and behold, that was my first wife. Some bitch. She picked me up in a gas station that I was working at. Yeah, yeah, that was how it started for me in Denver. Yeah, yeah, and then we did the few dates, and of course she had this thing with her buddies at Kmart, because that's where she worked at. She was a shoe salesman. Yeah, a female Al Bundy. Yeah, that's what she did. Anyway, it turned out the shoe department was all by itself. So really, in Kmart back in those days, the shoes, the Kmart did not sell the shoes. They sold the space to a company that sold the shoes. So she really didn't work for Kmart. She worked for the company that sold the shoes in Kmart. So anyway, they get together at this place every whatever it was weekdays, or their little party, their friends' party, and I, uh, I happened to be able to schedule that with them, and I went out, and yeah, and I had fun, and I danced, and I drank, and I drank, probably more than I should have, and that's you know, she had my damn ego. I mean, dude, I had no power, dude. I had no power. I had nothing. Shit. Whatever. Yeah, 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 yeah. I am having a ball. Yeah, give me another one. Yeah, what is the Long Island iced tea? I don't care. Let's try it. Let's try it. And yeah, yeah. I learned what a Island iced tea was there in that bar. Yeah, it's not tea. No, I think there's tea in it, but there's a whole lot of other stuff in there. All right, we're talking high octane. And I had to drive home, and lo and behold, I got pulled over, and we did a little roadside test. Yeah, he had me reaching out and leaning my head back, or counting the alphabet backwards. I don't know what the hell they were doing, because all I knew was they were picking me up off the floor after my roadside test, and put me in the car. Yeah, yeah, and I had to go downtown. Yeah, yeah. Then my sister, who I was living with at the time, had to come and drag a drunk son or brother out of the jail cell, signed for me and everything, got me out, and uh, uh, yeah, my car was impounded. My job was lost. I was kind of in a bad shape at that point in time, and one friggin' bad night. Yeah, and she felt really bad, and call me when you get it straightened out. And I'm like, okay. And I had a court date, and so, but my sister had this idea that, if you go in the military, because she was illegal, she was studying to be law. She was working on it, and that's what she was out there for. And she said, if you go in the military, maybe you can get a pardon. And I think in a lot of ways it was like, yeah, if you join the military, you'll be out of my hair. Yeah, why don't you do that? And so I did, and I did, and shit, I did. I was in the friggin' military, and next thing you know, I mean, I'm shipped out and going off to Fort Jackson, South Carolina, and I'm like, all I did was have a Long Island iced tea. Uh, all right. Anyway, and here I'm at boot camp, real boot camp, United States military boot camp, figuring out I'm now a soldier kill. I'm going to be, well, not kill. I think they signed me up for, my MO was supposed to be dental. I think it was blurry back then. I just looking around. I'm in boot camp. I had a Long Island iced tea, and I'm in boot camp. Okay, and at this point in time, I'm like, hit the brakes. No, I am not doing this. No, and those boys at boot camp, they don't really take no very damn easy. No, it's like, dude, you kind of already signed. Yeah, we could put you in prison, right? You realize that? Yeah, But no, I am not no, I don't kill. I don't know. I am not a military man. I just had a Long Island iced tea. Oh, oh man. Uh, but sure enough, after many abusive meetings and explaining to me what a piece of poo I was, coward and punk and other flavorful descriptions of who I was, um, they finally released me and sent me back to Denver, where I met up with my first wife. I was glad I got out and got me a job at Kmart with her. I worked in the warehouse there, and so we started our life together. And yeah, and I'll tell you what. Other than that rocky start in Denver, the rest of it was pretty damn good. I remember I did the Kmart warehouse thing for a while, and I got my own store for a while down there on County Line Road, and but I knew that there was something more that I wanted to be, and so I put myself in for a job because I still wanted to manage the world. I loved that when I did that, and so I got I paid, I don't know, some $1,200 to an employment agency to get a job with as a buyer, Rocky Mountain Clothing, which was that was a cool job. That was probably that's the closest thing to an office job I ever had. I went in and I bought everything it took to make the Rocky Mountain Clothing pants and shirts, except the fabric. I had to make sure and buy all the buttons, all the thread, all the zippers, and make sure the colors matched. I had to make sure I had the inventory, the tack buttons, everything. And so I worked with a lot of vendors to make sure that those supplies were ready for every cut. And it was fun those years because this was not your traditional office. I mean, we didn't have no dress code or anything like that. It was actually owned by it was ran by an old guy and his daughter named Tories. They were nice people, but Miller Stockman actually had bailed them out because they had another factory that was down on Sixth or something before that. It was one of those factories that needed to go, and so they moved the whole operation up to the Miller Stockman building. And so we worked out. They had half the building, we had the other half, and I worked at Rocky Mountain Clothing for quite a while, and that was my office days. I did my offices, and it wasn't until we had my son Brock did we go down to live by her family. I left and went to Vegas, and that was my short stay in Denver. But during those years, damn Broncos. Oh man, I love you, Elway. You guys are the best. But son of a bit, 3 out of 4 years we lost. Oh man. Oh, ow! I remember that. That hurt. 3 out of 4 years, we went to the damn Super Bowl. Yeah, but you know what? You stick by your team, and I always stuck by you guys. And Elway, you finally did get it, didn't you? You finally did. You finally did, buddy. Oh man, I wasn't there for those damn years, of course. No, no, I was there for the ones we lost. Yeah. So anyway, moving on. I guess I yacked a lot this time. It was story time, and I just want to tell you my Denver world and how Long Island iced tea got me in the military. Yeah, yeah. Don't do that. Don't drink and drive. Don't. You never know where you're gonna end up. Yeah. How about that for a lesson? Huh? Yeah. Dodged a bullet on that one. Anyway, I'll be back. I got to drink my coffee. I got to eat my supper before it gets cold and smoke my cigarettes. So I'll be back.